Hey everyone, it's Argonath here from Return of the Fan, and got some news about the new Hawkeye Disney Plus series that's coming out soon. This is from an article from stuff.co.nz, which is here in New Zealand. So it's just one article from the Entertainment Reporter here, but maybe we'll see other articles from other places like the US mention this a bit more as well. So the headline is why Hailee Steinfeld is the true marvel of Disney Plus's superhero series. So think about that for a minute. The true marvel, not Hawkeye, but Hailee Steinfeld's character. You know, before we get into it, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, you're welcome to give it a thumbs down. And if you like my content, please subscribe as well. So let's have a look at what this reviewer mentions. So it's billed as a roaring, smashing, fighting, flying musical triumph, but Clint Barton, Jimmy Renner only just makes it through the first act. So it sounds like a series called Hawkeye doesn't really feature the character of Hawkeye very much in his own series. What the hell? After all, he participated in the Battle of New York. He doesn't need it replayed with the dancing Thor and awful lyrics such as Hulk, you know the magic word is smash. And besides, seeing a representation of his best friend Natasha, whose loss he still keenly feels, isn't the emotional trigger he needs right now. So he and his 3 children decide to ditch Rogers, the musical, at the break, seeking other pre-Christmas family bonding activities instead. However, even as they plan visits to the Big Apple's famed oversized tree, plot a movie marathon purchase of ugly sweaters, a news report catches Clint's eye. An infamous masked vigilante, once the scourge of the city's criminal gangs, has resurfaced. But how can that be when the man who was the Ronin is currently chilling with his family? That's what that word whānau means. Because it's a New Zealand article, and all these left-wing liberals really have to put in the indigenous language into their articles. So it sets up the premise for the latest 6-part Marvel Cinematic Universe series, another cleverly conceived, brilliantly cast piece of the Phase 4 puzzle. After the confusing, sometimes confounding star-studded fantasy of the Eternals and the timey-wimey Doctor Who-esque hijinks of Loki, it is something of a relief to have a tale that is a little bit more gritty and down to earth. Indeed, while there's something of a Die Hard-esque swagger to this festive fare, it also feels closer in style to the near-forgotten Netflix Marvel series like Jessica Jones or Daredevil than the other official Marvel MCU spin-offs. And don't be fooled by the title. While Renner's grizzled archer certainly has a key role to play, this really is the origin story for fellow bow and arrow enthusiast Kate Bishop. So it's not about Hawkeye, it's about Kate Bishop. So why did you call the series Hawkeye? Why didn't you go, hey, this is MCU Kate Bishop? Right? Because they know that people are not interested in Kate Bishop's character. They're actually really interested in Hawkeye's character, because that's who they've not got to know during all the Avengers movies. But no, they have to use him to bring up this other character as well. Carry on. Caught up in a firestorm when it's raided by a gang, she seizes one of the auction items, an outfit apparently liberated from some time ago from the wreckage of the Avengers Tower, and attempts to firstly fight her way to freedom. Before attempting to find out exactly what she witnessed, what she quickly discovers is that her new disguise has history, baggage, and plenty of enemies. There's something of an old Hollywood screwball comedy vibe to their sparring and her resistance to his advice. Of course, the female just can't take any advice from a male, obviously. Steinfeld once again proving why she's one of the most charismatic young actors around and sends plenty of viewers' hearts a-quiver. And if the showdown teased at during Black Widow's post-credit sequence comes to fruition, we could be in for even more exciting and entertaining ride than anyone could have dared hope for. Well, I'm not interested, because it's not about Hawkeye, it's about Kate Bishop. I have no interest in Kate Bishop. I'm not a reader of the comics, where she's been a character in the comics for some time. She's never been in any previous Marvel movies. Hawkeye is the one I'm interested in, and I'm not interested to see him go to a backseat. So we've seen this in other Disney Plus shows. There was Loki. Basically, the badass character of Loki was essentially cuckolded or cut to the female Loki. Basically, he was useless. The female Loki was the badass character, completely destroyed Loki as a character, so there's no point watching any more Loki in any of the movies or shows. Then there was the Winter Soldier series. That was basically all about racism. Why do we want to have all these modern day politics appear in your shows? It's going to make it so dated later on. Just ridiculous. So we had that as well, and then we had WandaVision, where basically WandaVision was shown to be the hero when she basically enslaved the whole town of people, locked children in their bedrooms for days and days and weeks, and she came out of it like a hero, when in fact she was the villain of that show, if you ever watched it. So this is just going to be another one. Basically, the female characters are the awesome characters. This is what's coming in Marvel Phase 4. It's just all female characters, all the male characters are put down. Why can we not just have an equality here? This is what all the people, all the feminists want, right? Equality. So it doesn't mean you put down the male characters, you bring up the female characters to their level and they act as equals to this. Anyway, let me know what you think. Are you going to be watching the Hawkeye series just to be able to get the origin of Kate Bishop? Or are you like me and just sick of this kind of stuff from Marvel now? Love to hear your comments, let me know. Anyway, hope to catch you in the next video.